Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. In today's video I'm diving into the fourth and the final eyeshadow palette from Made by Mitchell. If you are interested in these eyeshadow palettes and you're wanting to know more about the other shades, the last 3 videos have been the blue, the green and the pink versions, but today we are diving into the grey. So this is Grey Girlfriend, and I can't lie, this is the one that I am like least excited about, but also it's apparently his bestseller. Like, it's apparently the one that is, you know, selling out the quickest, so I probably should have done this one first. I didn't think about that. Either way, this is Grey Girlfriend. So obviously this is all the grey tones. Ooh, you know, now that I'm seeing it, this is pretty. So this is what the colours look like. So exactly the same as the other ones that I have tried out. It's 3 mattes and 1 shimmer. This is the shimmer up here. So actually the greys go really really light. I was worried about the greys in particular being too dark and me only being able to do some like a look that's very very dark, which is fine if that's what you go for. That's not generally what I like to do. And that shimmer looks like it's got like iridescence to it, like it's got a load of different colours running through it. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these. I'm going to swatch them on my other hand because, like I say, in the last 2 days I have filmed 4 eyeshadow swatching videos now. So I have got stains on the back of this hand. I'm going to swatch them on this one and we'll see what that shimmer's like. Now that I've seen that shimmer, I'm really excited about this one. Let's dive on in. Okay, so that is what the colours look like. That shimmer is beautiful. If I try and... there, can you see? When that's catching the light, it's almost like, obviously it's a grey. I get that, it's a grey. But when it catches the light, that has like every single colour running through that in the little flecks of glitter. That is beautiful. So what do I want to do? Do I want to just do like a sharp, smoky, shimmery sort of a thing? As always with these videos, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I have absolutely no idea how this is going to end up. Let's just hope for the best. I will start by zooming you in. So I am going to start with that mid grey on the bottom row, the matte one, just on a regular sort of fluffy-ish brush. And oh, that was, do you see the amount of like kickback on that one? Okay, and I'm just going to tap that through the crease. Obviously, like if I'm doing something quite sharp, I'm going to clean up the outer corner, so I'm not too worried about basically anything out there. I have used the Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer, of course, and the brows today are the Catrice brow, what is it? Eyebrow Stylist pencil and the new collection brow gel, which I've really been loving. So let's tap out the creases in that eye primer and work this mid grey through the crease. Okay, so that mid grey is basically, like for my skin tone, the perfect sort of transition. It's not too deep, not too intense for just, you know, a little wash of something. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into the lightest grey just lightly and put that further in and also like above that grey. So I don't really feel like that lightest one is showing up all that much, so I did just put that mid grey a little bit further in, and I'm just really building that up like through the crease on like the outer half of the eye-ish. So I'm happy with the amount of that mid grey that we've got on the eye, and I'm going to just take a really small fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into the darkest one just right on the very tip so I don't get too much, and I'm going to keep that right on the outer corner of the eye and then start wiggling it through the crease a little bit. And then I'm just going in with that biggest brush with more of that mid grey, and I really like that darkest grey colour. It's not going too intense, like it was easy to sort of lay it down and blend it out. I feel like that's, you know, for obviously a very dark shade, it's quite user friendly. Like I was able to just put a little bit on and blend that right out with not very much effort at all, which is the amount of effort that I am willing to put in on an everyday basis. So now the real struggle is to try and get it to look somewhat similar on the other side. Okay, so one last little blend over, no more colour on this brush, but just a little blend just to doubly make sure. I'm sure everything is fine, but just to doubly make sure. I really like how intense and dark that outer corner is. I've just noticed a little gap on this side, so just pack a little bit more on, but I think just that shimmer right across the lid, and that is a semi-easy. I'm not gonna lie to you and say it's the quickest. It's not, but semi-easy smoky eye. Every single time I use cool tones, I think I need to use cool tones more. I need to use greys more. And then I just completely forget and pick up warm tones next time I'm doing literally anything. So I'm gonna go in, I'm just gonna use my finger and I'm going to pack that shimmer right across the lid. So that colour has packed on really nicely. It's obviously it's quite dark, so this is a dark smoky eye, but I do feel like I can probably lighten this up a little bit. I want to see if I can, once I've blended that shimmer out, if I can pack that lightest grey sort of right onto the very inner corner and blend it into the shimmer to like brighten that back up again. Let's try. So I'm taking a very dense little pencil brush, dipping into that lightest grey, and I want to really pack that on the inner corner of the lid and press that up into that shimmer. I'm getting such a lot of fallout from that for basically no colour payoff. I don't think I love that lightest shade. Yeah, that lightest grey isn't doing it for me, so just packing that shimmer all over, like right up to the inner corner. Just embracing the dark side today. So I feel like without that lighter shade, this is basically the only look I could do, other than of course just doing something matte. And I know obviously you're limited with only having 4 shades, I get that, but I feel like that lighter grey really could have helped with you know, lightening something up, and it's basically just crumbled. Like, I can see all bits of that all down here, the lighter colour. So not, I mean, I knew coming into it that this wasn't going to be my favourite out of the 4 palettes, but I feel like the other ones have wowed me a little bit more than this one. So I'm going to take a cotton pad, some micellar water, and get rid of all of that fallout, and also sharpen up that outer corner. So that is all of that fallout, all of that cleaned up. I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna add a wing. I'm gonna add a lot of mascara. What mascara should I use? Something very, very dramatic. I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then we'll be back to maybe smoke something out under the lash line. But honestly, I might just leave this as like, I might actually just leave this as lid heavy. We'll be back and we can decide together. Okay, so that is the rest of the face done, and I do actually think I'm going to leave the under eye, so it's very lid heavy, but I do feel like I want a little bit more of that dark shade on the very outer corner. So going in with that tiny little brush again and being very precise, I'm just going to wiggle this into the crease a little bit, sort of from where I've done that liquid liner, just adding a little bit more depth. And I was watching, of course, I was watching the TikTok live when Made by Mitchell launched these palettes, and he kept saying about adding drip drip with this palette in particular. So this is what it's looking like just with the eyeshadow palette, but I do think I want to add a little bit. I brought Fairy Kitten over, but I think that that will lean too pink, so I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of drip drip on a really small, maybe even like a liner brush. Yeah, I've got a little Made by Mitchell liner brush, so I'm gonna take a little bit of drip drip and add it right onto that inner corner. So I've just got it right on the end of this liner brush. I'm just going to tap this right onto the lid on the inner corner. Yeah, I mean, I love drip drip anyway. I love like just adding that very intense glittery highlight to the inner corner. So this is very much adding a little sprinkle of Millie onto a look that honestly feels quite alien to me. I honestly don't even know when to stop when it comes to drip drip. I think I'm going to stop there, but I could just drown myself in it. Truly, I actually think that you could do quite a graphic sort of a look with drip drip on a little, huge, but on like a very precise liner brush. You could do like, you know, you could do something with that. I feel like adding that onto the inner corner has just made the look feel very comfortable for me. Like, I feel more comfortable now with all of that glitter on the inner corner than I did 5 minutes ago without it. I love how that's turned out with drip drip on as well. So that is the finished look. I feel like this look is too glam for me to be wearing my high-vis striped knitted jumper. I feel like I need to be wearing a fancy frock and going somewhere other than my sofa to eat sausage and mash for my tea. Like, I need an occasion to wear this. I actually love how this turned out, considering I'm sure I said it at the start, this was the palette that I was least excited about. But I absolutely love how this has turned out. I love it with the addition of Drip Drip. So maybe that's it. Maybe I just love Drip Drip. I mean, that's no secret. I love anything with a little bit of sparkle, so let me know. I would love to know if you have watched all 4 of my videos. I would love to know which one was your favourite, which look do you like best, and which palette do you like best. Have you picked any of them up? I would love to know if you have decided to pick any of them up. I will leave the palettes linked in the description box down below. That link will take you to Beauty Bay. That is my favourite place to buy Made by Mitchell other than TikTok Shop, but I can't obviously link TikTok Shop here, so I will link to the Beauty Bay website where these are for sale. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.